I've shared my screen, children. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's just see the answers to the test which you have taken up. See the first one, children. Solve 3 plus 4 by 5. So 3 is treated as 3 by 1 in the fraction form. 3 is 3 by 1. So how do we add 3 and 4 by 5? Write 3 as 3 by 1 plus 4 by 5. Now the LCM, now we know that we can add or subtract only like fractions. We can add or subtract only like fractions, but the fractions are unlike. They have different denominators. So we need to find the LCM of 1 and 5, which is 5 itself. And then the common denominator is 5. 1 into 5 is 5. So multiply 5 to the numerator, 3 into 5. That's what you see here. Plus, here the denominator is 5. And here it's 5. The common denominator is also 5. The LCM is 5. So it's 5 into 1, 5. So 4 into 1. 4 into 1. So 3 into 5 plus 4 into 1. 3 into 5 is 15. 4 into 1 is 4. So 15 plus 4 by 5, which is 19 by 5. And how do we write an improper fraction as a mixed fraction? You need to do the division, the long division. All right. So 19 by 5, when you divide, you will get 3 as the quotient. So 3, you will get 4 as the remainder, 4, and the divisor is 5. You know how to write an improper fraction as a mixed fraction. 3 is the quotient obtained, 3. 4 is the remainder, and 5 is the divisor, 3, 4 by 5. Any doubts with the first one, children? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tell me, children, how do we do the second one? Are the given fractions like fractions?
No, ma'am.
No. 2 by 7 and 1 by 7 are like fractions. But 9 by 11 has a different denominator. So all the 3 fractions are not like fractions. So to add them, we need to make them like fractions. We need to bring them to the same denominator. So what is the LCM of 7, 11 and 7, children? What is the LCM of 7, 11 and 7?
77.
77 is the LCM.
77, ma'am.
77 is the LCM. So see the first step. 77 is the LCM. The LCM is 77. Then write out the common denominator 77. Now this is 7. In the first fraction, the denominator is 7. But we have taken the common denominator 77. So 7 into 11 is 77. So multiply that to the numerator. So 2 into 11. See here, 7 into 11 will give us 77. The denominator 7 should be multiplied by 11 to get 77. So multiply that 11 to the numerator. That's how you write 2 into 11. Plus 11 into what is 77?
Ma'am, 11 into 7 is 77.
11 into 7. So 11 into 7. 11 multiplied by 7. So multiply 7 to the numerator. That's what you see here. 9 into 7. And the last fraction, the denominator is 7. But we have the common denominator 77. So 7 into 11 will give us 77. Multiply that 11 to the numerator. 1 into 11. The denominator 7 multiplied by 11 will give us 77. Multiply that 11 to the numerator, 1 into 11. So this is the first step. Meaning after taking the LCM, after finding the LCM, this is the first step. Now 2 into 11 is 22. 9 sevens are 63. 1 into 11 is 11. What's the sum of the numerator? What is 22 plus 63 plus 11? Quickly. Children, am I audible, children? Please answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is the sum of the numbers in the numerator? What is 22 plus 63 plus 11?
Mom, 96.
Ma'am, 96.
96. So 96 by 77. 96 by 77.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you'll have to do now this is an improper fraction. You can see that the numerator is more than the denominator. So do the long division and write this fraction as a mixed fraction. And that is 119 by 77. What's this first step, children? How do we subtract 6 by 8 minus 3 by 5? How do we do this? Are they like fractions?
No, ma'am, since we have to find the LCM of both of them.
Yeah, what is the LCM of 8 and 5?
Ma'am, 40 is the LCM of 8 and 5.
Yeah, 40 is the LCM. So let's see the answer. See, 40 is the LCM of 8 and 5. Can you see the steps here, children? I'm not showing you all the question. I'm just showing you that particular question. Are you able to see the answer here?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah, so 40 is the LCM. The common denominator is 40. 8. Somebody's mic is enabled. Please disable your mic. Enable your mic when you want to say something, children. All right. 40 is the LCM. So 8 into 5. Now I'm not telling in detail. I'll make it fast. 8 into 5, 40. So 6 into 5. Minus 3. Write this 3. Now the denominator 5 multiplied by 8 will give us 40. So multiply 8 to the numerator. That's what you see here. 3 into 8. So then 6 5s are 30 minus 24 divided by 40. 6 by 40. Now explain the final answer, children. How did 6 by 40 become 3 by 20? Any idea? 6 by 40.
Ma'am, we just simplified, ma'am.
Yeah, you have to reduce it. We have to reduce it. So sometimes, you know, when you would have got 6 by 40, but you will be wondering that option is not available. 6 by 40 option is not available. Immediately, see, even otherwise, whenever you can reduce a fraction, when you can simplify, you must always leave it in the simplest form. Always leave a fraction in the simplest form. Reduce it. Simplest form meaning reduce it. Reduce the fraction if possible. Now, to reduce, we need to find the HCF of 6 and 40. The HCF of 6 and 40 is 2. See, 6 comes in the tables of 2. 40 also comes in the tables of 2. 6 comes in the tables of 2. 40 also comes in the tables of 2. 6. So divide the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. See, you should do that in your mind. You don't see that here, but do that in your mind. 6 and 40 happen, both of them happen in the tables of 2. So you're dividing the numerator by 2 and you're dividing the denominator by 2. 6 divided by 2. What's the answer? 3. 40 divided by 2. The answer is 20. 3 by 20. I'll repeat that. We got 6 by 40, but 6 by 40 can be reduced, can be further simplified. 6 and 40 both happen in the tables of 2. So what we have to do is you should divide 6, the numerator 6 by 2 and the denominator 40 also by 2. 6 divided by 2. Do that in your mind. The answer is 3. 40 divided by 2 is 20. So 6 by 40 is 3 by 20 in the simplest form. Now see, you find that option 3 by 20. Option D is the correct option, 3 by 20. Is that clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions here? If you did not get the correct answer, I will be able to see all your answers.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, I can see all your answers, your marks, all that. I have the statistics. So I know the marks of all the students. I'll post the details in the group on WhatsApp later. Okay, moving on to the fourth one. What's the first step, children? How do we subtract? What is the first step? When you look at a question like this, what is the first thing you will do?
We should convert it into.
Ma'am, it is unlike, ma'am, so we have to find the LCM, ma'am.
Correct, that's correct. But somebody said no, that is the first step. They're all mixed fractions. So you need to first convert them to improper fractions. That is the first step. 4 1 by 12, correct. We have to take the LCM. That's the next step. Is to convert them. The first step is to convert them. See, that conversion step is shown here. See, how do you write 4 1 by 12? Disable your mic. Please disable your mic. 4 1 by 12 is 12 into 4 plus 1. See that here? 12 into 4 plus 1 by 12. This is that conversion. Converting a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. 12 into 4 or 4 into 12. I told you both mean the same. So 12 into 4 or 4 into 12 plus 1 divided by 12 minus 1 3 by 8. 1 3 by 8. How do you convert this to an improper fraction? 1 into 8 plus 3. 1 into 8 plus 3 by 8. Now what's the answer for the C? This step here, what you see here, please see the pointer. I'm showing, using the pointer to show where I'm talking about, what I'm talking about. See it, children, this one. So this is a mixed fraction. This here we're trying to convert it to an improper fraction. This is the process. This one, this is how we convert it to an improper fraction. And this is the answer here is equal to, this one is 4 12s are 48 plus 1 49 by 12. That's what you see here, minus 8 1s are 8 plus 3 11 by 8. So what we have done is we have only converted the mixed fractions to improper fractions. That's the first step. Next is to find, next, they are not like fractions, correct? They're unlike fractions. They have different denominators. So the next step is to find the LCM. You know the procedure. The procedure to find the LCM, you know it. The LCM of 12 and 8 is 24. So now, same idea. I'm not explaining this, children. The common denominator is 24. Use the same procedure like we did earlier. And on simplifying, we get 65 by 24. 65 by 24. Now, whenever you get a fraction like this, the first thing you should ask yourself is, do the numbers 65 and 24 happen in the same tables? That is 65 and 24 divisible by 2? No, both of them are not divisible by 2. Then 3. 65 and 24, are both of them divisible by 3? No, not both. 5, not both. 7, not both. So like that, so you can go just up to, I think, some 11. Use only the prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Beyond that, I don't think you can get for 7th standard. Anyways, we'll see. If we get higher numbers, I'll tell you how you can find. For now, we'll understand only till 11. So whenever you get a fraction like this, remember this is important. Whenever you get a fraction like this, the next question that should see, there is a process, you know, of subtracting. See, there are some rules. So the first thing is the fractions are mixed fractions, so we need to convert them to improper fractions. Okay, then after that, the next you had this next question in your mind. Are they like fractions? And the answer is no, they are not like fractions. So then the process is to take the LCM. Find the LCM. We did that. We took the LCM and we performed these steps and we got 65 by 24. At this stage, what should you ask yourself? 65 and 24, do they happen in the same tables? 2. Do both of them come into the tables of 2, tables of 3, 5? So I think the answer is no. No, both of them don't happen in the same table till 11. Then after that, you should put it as a mixed fraction. So when it is an improper fraction, you must first reduce it and then write it as a mixed fraction. If possible, you must reduce it. If possible, reduce it and then write it as a mixed fraction. Do we understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
When we get an answer like this, we should always reduce. Whether it is a proper fraction or an improper fraction, we should always reduce. But we know that an improper fraction has to be written in the mixed form. So before putting it in the mixed form, you must reduce it and then put it in the mixed form. First reduce it and then put it in the mixed form. And how to put it in the mixed form? We know the division. We need to perform the long division and then express the fraction as a mixed fraction like this. So reducing, you should have the final. When to reduce? Only in the final step. The final answer, the answer here, 65 by 24. Here you should ask yourself that question. Will 65 and 24 happen in the same table? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. The answer is no, because 65 happens in the table of 5, but not 24. 24 comes in 2 and 3 tables, but not 65. So both of them don't come in the same multiplication table. So that means you cannot simplify them further. Okay, then if they cannot be simplified, then put it as a mixed fraction because it is an improper fraction. Yeah, which is greater. So you know this, we have to identify which is greater. See, always we need to have like fractions. We need to have like fractions, only then we can compare. We need to have like fractions. 2 by 3, 1 by 4, they are unlike fractions. So the first thing is to convert them to like fractions by using the LCM. So find the LCM and see 2 by 3. You should bring it to the denominator 12. You must bring 2 by 3 to the denominator 12. How will 3 become 12? You should multiply by 4. Do the same thing in the numerator. So 8 by 12. 8 by 12 is a fraction equivalent to 2 by 3. 1 by 4. You must bring 1 by 4 to the denominator 12. How? 4 into 3. Do the same thing in the numerator. So 3 by 12. Now 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is also 8 by 12. 1 by 4 is also 3 by 12. Now they have the same denominator 12. And we know that 8 is greater than 3. Now you can compare. You know that 8 is greater than 3. 8 is greater than 3, which means 8 by 12 is greater than 3 by 12, which again means what 8 by 12 represents which fraction? 2 by 3, fraction 2 by 3. Very good, 2 by 3. 3 by 12 represents which fraction? 1 by 4. So how do we compare? I'll come from the beginning. The fractions are unlike fractions. You find the LCM, make them like fractions by using the concept of equivalent fractions. See, here it is not plus or minus. You should not add or subtract. They're asking which is greater. Which is greater? So no addition, no subtraction. You should not add or subtract. You should take them separately and bring them to the same denominator. Handle the fractions separately. 2 by 3, work it separately. 1 by 4, work it separately. Bring them to the same denominator. After bringing them to the same denominator, compare their numerators. Now, which sign? They're asking which is greater. So we'll also find which is greater. Which is greater? 8 is greater than 3. 8 is greater than 3. That means 8 by 12 is greater than 3 by 12. That again means 8 by 12 represents 2 by 3. So that means 2 by 3 is greater than 1 by 4. Understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please ask me your questions here. In case you have any confusion, please get your doubts clarified, because see, we'll be moving ahead with multiplication and division. When we go ahead with the portions and we have doubts with addition and subtraction, it becomes difficult for me to explain. Please get your doubts clarified then and there. All right. Silence. I assume that you have understood. See the sixth one again, which is greater? Which is greater? Which is greater? Same, my dear children, LCM, same thing. I had enabled the solutions, right? You all had a look at the solutions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So
No, ma'am.
Why? I had also messaged, no, that I had enabled the solutions.
No, ma'am. I have seen, ma'am.
Okay. Who was not able to see the solutions? Please tell your name.
Ma'am, me, ma'am. My name is Sandana, ma'am.
ma'am and Swati, I should also cannot see the solutions, ma'am. For only
Swati
test
cannot-
one I can see, ma'am.
Okay, Swati cannot see then.
Ma'am. Ma'am, Nandana also, ma'am.
You also couldn't see. Okay, Swati and Nandana. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what to do at the end of the class. I'll tell you what to do, don't worry. Okay, children, disable your mic, children. See the next one. Somebody's mic is enabled. Please disable your mic. Now tell me, should I explain this? What's the first step, children? Tell me the steps.
Ma'am, we have to convert it into an improper fraction, ma'am.
Okay, that is what we see here. This step is converting to converting the mixed fraction to improper fraction. That is what you see here. Okay, so see here, this one we are converting to an improper fraction. This we are converting to an improper fraction. This one we write it as it is. That's the first step. That's the first step, and you can see 1 into 7, 7 plus 6, 13. So see, all the steps are shown here. 7 plus 6 by 7. This is 55 plus 2 by 5, and this is 21 by 5. So this is 13 by 7, 57 by 5, and 21 by 5. Now LCM, 35 is the LCM. 35 is the LCM, and you know how to get the numerator. This is an improper fraction. Division, you should perform the long division and write it as a mixed fraction. So this is the correct answer. 17, option C is the correct answer. 17, 16 by 35. So mixed fractions must be written as improper fractions. That's the first step. Then in order to add, the fractions must be like fractions. So we take up the LCM and make them like fractions. All of them now have the denominator 35. Everybody have the same denominator 35. And now we add the numerators like this. All right, this is an improper fraction, so we write it as a mixed fraction. Similar. Is it a magic square? So if it should be a magic square, the sum of the numbers along the rows, see here, first row, second row, third row. Or the sum of the numbers along the 3 rows must be the same. The sum of the numbers along the 3 columns also must be the same. And the sum of the numbers along the diagonals, like this, if you add these numbers and these numbers along the diagonals, they also must be the same. Is it a magic square, children? You've all finished the test, you remember? Is this a magic square?
No, ma'am, it is not a magic square.
Okay, what is the sum of the numbers along the first row? In the first row, are the fractions like fractions?
Yes, ma'am, they are like because they're having same denominator.
Very good, very good. So what is the sum of the numbers in the first row?
Ma'am, 14 by 13.
What is the sum of the numbers in the second row?
14.
Ma'am, 14 by 13.
What is the sum of the numbers in the third row?
Ma'am, 14 by 13.
Okay. What is the sum of the numbers in the first column?
Ma'am, 23 by 13.
23 by 13. There itself, you can stop there. Or supposing you find along the diagonal. Anywhere you can find. See, now we found along the rows, and along the rows, all the three rows have the same sum. Now, next you can find the diagonals. You can find the diagonals, or you can find the columns, anything. There's nothing like this one first. So supposing you find along the diagonal, along this diagonal, tell me what will you add in the diagonal from the top left to the bottom right? What will you add? What are the numbers to be added in the along the diagonal?
Ma'am, 9 plus 1 plus 5, ma'am.
Now tell me the fractions.
Ma'am, 9 by 13 plus of 1 by 13 and then plus of 5 by 13, ma'am.
Okay, so we need to add. So the numbers along the diagonal from left to right, from along this diagonal is 9 by 13, 1 by 13 and 5 by 13. And their sum is 15 by 13. That also is different. It's not 14 by 13, right? It's not 14 by 13, it's different. Along this one, if one value is different, it is not a magic square, that's all. Even if one value is different, it's not a magic square. In one question in the classwork, we have seen what a magic square is. What are the numbers along the other diagonal, children? What are the numbers along the other diagonal?
Ma'am, 3 by 13, 1 by 13 and then 7 by 13.
What is the sum of the numbers?
Ma'am, 11 by 13.
See, again different, correct. So
1 by 13.
yeah, correct. Now let's answer the questions. The sum of the numbers along all the three rows is the same. True. Everywhere it was 14 by 13. True. Everywhere it was 14 by 13 along the rows. Along the three rows, the sum was the same. So that is true. Next question is for the same question, next sub question. The sum of the numbers along the three columns is the same. No, along the three columns is not the same. False. The sum of the numbers along the two diagonals is the same. False. It's not the same. Now the final question. The given square is a magic square. Is it a magic square? The given square is a magic square. No, false.
No, ma'am.
It's not a magic square. Let's see the explanation here. So you know what a magic square is. In a magic square, the sum of the numbers in each row, in each column, and along the diagonals must be the same. So when you find, see here, this is the entire process of showing that it's not a magic square. So you add like this. In the first row 14 by 13, second row 14 by 13, third row 14 by 13. I told you can find anything first, children. So you can even find the diagonal. One diagonal is 15 by 13, other diagonal is 11 by 13. So the sum is not, because in all the three rows we got 14 by 13, right? So that means everywhere it should be 14 by 13, because in the three rows we got 14 by 13. Everywhere it should be 14 by 13. So the sum of the diagonals are not equal to the sum of the numbers along the diagonals is not equal to 14 by 13. Hence, we can say that it's not a magic square. Understand, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Now here I had mentioned the other day that for division alone, because the answer is in decimal, you can take your parents' help. Only for the division, I said. Okay, so see, so this test paper is entirely based on addition and subtraction. Addition, subtraction, and identifying which fraction is greater or lesser. So only if we are thorough with this, we can, you know, go to the next level. We must not have any doubts here. If supposing we still have a doubt with as to how to add, how to subtract, how to take LCM, how to convert a mixed fraction to an improper fraction, such small things will that it's see, little things we must be very clear. Then you can understand one big thing. Little things here and there, you know, we should be very clear how to take the LCM, how to find LCM. You must be clear about it. How to convert a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. You should be very sure about it. And then how to reduce a fraction, how to keep a fraction in the simplest form. You must be very sure about it. Only if you know these little things, you can understand one big thing clearly. So make sure you understood all this, children. See, this discussion is for you to get your doubts clarified. This discussion is for you to get your doubts clarified. So here you see a triangle. We've seen a similar situation in the class. The numbers were different. So the first is to find the perimeter of triangle ABE. The perimeter of triangle ABE. The different questions are perimeter of ABE, then perimeter of the rectangle BCDE. Then we need to find which perimeter is greater. All right, let's see the steps. You can see the steps here. All right. So this I'm not saying anything, children. You need to find the perimeter of the triangle. You need to find the sum of the three sides. The sum of the three sides. Side AB plus side B plus side AE. Add the lengths of the three sides. You know you have to convert these to improper fractions. Find the LCM. Find the LCM and perform the addition. All right, and that gives us 255 by 20. 255 by 20. You can reduce it in the tables of 5. That's the next step. 255 by 20. Now, I told you, you must sit in the class with a book, children, with your tuition notebook or a rough book and a pen. Now reduce 255 by 20. All of you reduce this and tell me the simplest form. Reduce this and tell me the simplest form, children. $255 divided by 20. Do they come in the tables of 2, both of them?
No, ma'am.
No. In the tables of 3? See, 20 does not come. That itself is enough. 20 doesn't come in the tables of 3, so no. But both of them happen in the tables of 5. Yes, tell me.
51 by 4, ma'am.
51 by 4. Yeah, 51 by 4. Correct. Good. Because both of them happen in the tables of 5. 255 divided by 5. The numerator 255. Divide by 5. 255 divided by 5. You can do the division. 255 divided by 5. You will get 51 as the answer. 51 divided by. What is 20 divided by 5? You must divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. You cannot divide the numerator by 5 and denominator by 2. No. It's all when you have a fraction, You can multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same number and get an equivalent fraction. In the fraction, you can multiply both numerator and denominator by the same number, not 0. We should not multiply by 0. Anything other than 0. Similarly, that is to find equivalent fractions. Similarly, to reduce a fraction, to put a fraction in the simplest form, you can divide, like how you multiply the numerator, multiply the denominator by the same number to get an equivalent fraction. In the same way, you can divide the numerator and divide the denominator by the same number. Here 5. So work this 255 divided by 5. You can do it in your mind, 255 by 5. Or you do the division in the rough column. 51 you will get. 51, the quotient, not the remainder, quotient 51. So 51 by 20 divided by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So 51 by 4. To put a fraction in the simplest form, you should divide the numerator, divide the denominator by the same number. Same number. 51 by 4. Now 51 by 4, when you perform the division, this part alone, children, we'll see later when we come to the chapter decimals. 51 by 4, which is 12.75. If you work this on the calculator, you will get 12.75. But if you've already learned it in your grade 6, good. We'll see this later. So 12.75. This is one thing. Now when you work BCD perimeter, you should always add the 4 sides. This is a rectangle. So the sum of the 4 sides. The sum of the 4 sides, correct? Or you can use the formula 2 into L plus B. You can use the formula 2 into L plus B, or you can add all the 4 sides. It's all the same. See here. Perimeter is CD plus DE plus BE plus BC. Should add all the 4 sides. To get the perimeter of BCD, add all the 4 sides. How much is BE, children? What's the length of BE?
Ma'am, 4 3 by 4.
CD?
Ma'am, 4 3 by 4.
DE?
Ma'am, 1 4 by 7.
BC?
Ma'am, again 1 4 by 7.
Because in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. In a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So to find the perimeter, of the rectangle, we need to add the lengths of the 4 sides. Add the length of BE, all the 4 sides. So see here, you can see the lengths of all the 4 sides. They're all mixed fractions. Convert them to improper fractions. Then LCM. LCM is 28. And then you get all these numbers in the numerator. When you add, you get 354 by 28. Now put this in the simplest form, children. 354 by 28 quickly. .354 by 28. Tell me the answer.
Ma'am, 354.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen, no? See here.
Ma'am, 177 by 14.
177 by 14. Correct. 177 by 14. Now this 177 by 14, can you reduce it further?
No, ma'am.
How can you make out? Because the denominator is 14. 14 happens in which multiplication tables?
Ma'am, 7 and 14.
No, you cannot take 14, no, because it's not a prime number. You should say only prime numbers.
Ma'am,
2 and 7. Very good. 2 and 7. See, now when we simplified 354 by 28, we got 177. When you divide 354 by 2, you'll get 177. And when you divide 28 by 2, you get 14. 177 by 14. Now, how do we make out that 177 by 14 cannot be simplified further? Take the smaller number, 14. 14 happens in the tables of 2 and 7. 2 and 7. Only prime numbers you should take. So 2 and 7. So just check if the numerator 177 is divisible by 2. Is it divisible by 2? 177.
No, ma'am, not divisible by 2.
No, ma'am.
Because it's an odd number. It's not divisible by 2. It's not divisible by 2. Just check if it's divisible by 7. 177. Check if it's divisible by 7. You can divide and check. $177. When you divide 177 by 7, you will get some remainder. You will not get 0 remainder.
Yes, ma'am, we get it as 3 as the remainder.
Yeah, so you will not get 0 remainder. That means it's not divisible. So the denominator 14 in the fraction, see children, when I'm talking, you should process whatever I am saying in your mind. You shouldn't be thinking or doing something on your own. You think when you will have regular tests every week. Now we have just started. Every week you will have 2 to 3 tests. In the test, it is time for you to think. Now in the class, please listen to me. Process what I am saying in your mind. I say something, you are thinking of something else. Then that is not effective. That will not be effective. In the class, please focus on my words. Process what I am trying to explain. And during the test, it is time for you to think and show what you have understood. Okay, so I'm saying when you simplify 354 by 28, we get 177 by 14. Now, we don't know if 177 by 14 is in the simplest form. We don't know. So what we do, we take up the denominator because that is small, no, 14. So we take up the denominator 14. And we know that 14 happens only in 2 and 7 tables. See, when I say tables, multiplication tables, children, not addition tables, multiplication tables. So the denominator 14 happens only in 2 and 7 tables. So check if the numerator is divisible by 2 or 7. No, it's not. 177 is not divisible by 2. 177 is not divisible by 7. So that means it's the simplest form. Because if you want to put it in the simplest form, both the numerator and the denominator must be divisible by the same number. And for 14, you can do only with 2 and 7. But both 2 and 7 are not working for the numerator. So it's in the simplest form. So 177 by 14 is the simplest form. After that, you should divide. For that, I said you can take your parents' help or use the calculator. 177 by 14. It will not be a terminating decimal. Your calculator will be full of digits. I've just written up to 2 decimal places, 12.64. Now we must compare. Children, just after fractions, we'll be seeing decimals. Just after fractions, we'll see decimals. Okay, so now we have to compare 12.64 and what was that? 12.75. See, what the only thing which you might not hear, the only thing which you might not know here is how to write this fraction as a decimal number. That we will see in the next part. Fractions, after fractions, we'll see decimals. There we'll understand how to do this. Okay, so the first perimeter, the perimeter of the triangle is 12.75. Here this is 12.64. That is 12.75. So 12.75 is greater than 12.64. 12.75 because after the decimal point, the 2 digits are 7 and 5. Here after the decimal point, the 2 digits are 6 and 4. 75 is greater than 64 because 12. Before the decimal point, 12. So you cannot compare that. After the decimal point, after the decimal point, 75, 75 and 64, 64. So 75 is greater than 64. So 12.75 is greater than 12.64, which means the perimeter of the triangle is greater. Please wait, children. I'm trying to share my screen. Please wait. Can you see the next screen, children?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah. All right. So now we are done with addition and subtraction of fractions. Please disable your mic. So we are done with addition and subtraction of fractions, children. Now over to multiplication of fractions. Now what we understood about adding and subtracting fractions is that the fractions have to be like fractions. In order to add or subtract them, they have to be like fractions. Now let's see how to multiply fractions. Let's see how to multiply fractions. Now see the example. Before I tell you the rule, we'll just see the example, children, and then come back to the rule. Just see the examples. These are the questions. Let's see how they are worked. See the first one, children. How do we multiply 5 by 8 and 3 by 4? The first thing is, are they like fractions? 5 by 8 and 3 by 4, are they like fractions?
No, ma'am, they are unlike fractions.
But that's okay. It's okay. When we have to add fractions, they may be like or unlike. That's okay. You can multiply like fractions as well as unlike fractions. You don't have to. If the fractions are unlike, you don't have to convert them to like fractions. When you have to add or subtract and the fractions are unlike, you have to make them like fractions and then add or subtract. That is the rule for addition and subtraction. But for multiplication and division, you can multiply even unlike fractions as they are. You don't have to convert them to like fractions. That's what it is. Do we understand that? So, though 5 by 8 and 3 by 4 are unlike fractions, you can just multiply them as they are. You don't have to make them like fractions. Just multiply them as they are. How do we multiply? Multiply the numerators. Numerators 5 and 3. Multiply them 5 into 3. Multiply the denominators 8 into 4. Multiply 5 and 3 are the numerators. 5 into 3 divided by 8 and 4 are in the denominators. 8 into 4. 5 into 3 is 15. 8 into 4 is 32. See, so the fractions are unlike fractions. You can still multiply them. You don't have to make them like fractions. You can just multiply them. How to multiply? Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. And the answer is 15 by 32. That's it. Do we get that, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All of us, please. All of us kindly unmute and tell me if you understood. And before you talk, please tell your name. Like, yeah, see, it should be like, so you are say, whatever, say, if I have to say, I'll say Kumuda, understood. So do that. Please tell your name first.
And then I understood, ma'am.
I'm Swati, understood, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm Anugraha, understood, ma'am.
Yes. Matthew and Roshni.
Ma'am, Matthew understood, ma'am.
Understood, ma'am. Now let's see the rule. Or maybe we'll just see all these answers and then see the rule. See the next one. We have to multiply 3 by 4 and 5 by 2. We have to multiply 3 by 4 and 5 by 2. All right. Now the denominators are 4 and 2. They are unlike fractions. They are unlike fractions. It's okay if they're unlike. We can multiply them. How to multiply? Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. 3 into 5 is 15. 4 into 2 is 8. Now at this point, see, whenever you have a fraction, that is when you were adding and subtracting that final answer, you must see if you can simplify it further. If you can write it in this, if you can further reduce it. The same thing here, 15 by 8. 15 by 8. Do they come in the same tables, 15 and 8? 8 comes in tables of, see, reducing a fraction is done everywhere. It is not about addition, subtraction or multiplication, division. Keeping a fraction or reducing a fraction happens everywhere in fractions. Whichever part of fractions you are, if you can simplify, if you can reduce the fraction, you must reduce it. So now 15 by 8. 8 comes in the tables of 2, but 15 does not come in the tables of 2. So 15 by 8 is the simplest form. You cannot reduce them further because both 15 and 8 don't come in any same tables. But the answer is an improper fraction, so I'll leave it as a mixed fraction. That's all. So how to multiply? Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, get the answer. Now you should look at this answer and see if you can simplify it further. That is, if the numerator and the denominator come in the same multiplication table. No, they don't. 15 comes in 3 and 5 tables, but 8 will not come. 8 comes in the tables of 2, but not 15. So both 15 and 8 don't happen in the same multiplication table. That means it's in the simplest form already. If it is in the simplest form, the next step, because it is an improper fraction, we'll have to leave it as a mixed fraction. See, these are the rules like. After multiplying, the answer you should check if it is in the simplest form. If it is in the simplest form, then because it is an improper fraction, you should leave it as a mixed fraction like this. See the next one. Again, multiply the new. This is the question, children. This is the given question. This is the given question. Am I audible, children?
Yes, ma'am, you're
Yes,
audible.
ma'am.
Okay. So 9 into 8, multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, 16 into 5. Now, see it in the numerator. In the numerator, you have 9. In the denominator, you have 15. 9 and 15 come in the tables of 3, right? 9 and 15. You can also simplify here like this. You can take one number from the numerator, another number from the denominator and simplify. Now 9 in the numerator and 15 in the denominator, both of them come in the tables of 3, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so 9, how many times? 9, what is 9 divided by 3? 9 comes in the tables of 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Write that answer there, 3. You can see 3 here. What is 15? You're dividing by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. I'll repeat, children. You can take a number from the numerator, a number from the denominator, and you can simplify them using the same tables. Now 9 and 15 both happen in the tables of 3. So what is 9 divided by 3? 3. That answer is written here. What is 15 divided by 3? 5. See, that's what you see here. Then take up 8 and 16. Take up 8 and 16. Both of them come in the tables of 8. Both 8 and 16 come in the tables of 8. So what is 8 divided by 8? 1. See, we're using the tables of 8. So this number 8 divided by 8 is 1. This number 16 divided by 8 is 2. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So like this, you should slash out the numbers and write the answers like this. Now after this, multiply the numerators. 3 into 1, 3. 2 into 5, 10. Do we understand? This is 3 children here. 3 into 1, 3. 2 into 5, 10. Now 3 by 10 is a proper fraction. So that's it. That's the final answer. 3 by 10 is the final answer. See the next one. 5 by 12 into 9. 5 by 12 into 9. And we know that 9 is 9 by 1 children. 9 means 9 by 1. 9 means 9 by 1. So we'll first write 5 by 12 into, we'll write this 9 as 9 by 1. That's the first step. Then how do we multiply? We are not checking whether they're like or unlike because we know we can multiply them straight away. We are not worried if the fractions are like fractions or unlike fractions. Straight away, when after this one, we straight away multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. Then what we do? We see if there is any number in the numerator and denominator that come in the same tables. You should pick one number from the numerator, one from the denominator. You can pick any number from the numerator, any other number from the denominator. And now 9 and 12, both of them come in the tables of 3. So now 3 is the table you've taken up. The multiplication table you've chosen is 3. What you do is this number 9 divided by 3 is 3. Write the answer 3 here. Now this number 12 divided by 3. You should divide by the same table, the same number. This number 12, what you see here, divided by 3. What is 12 by 3? 4. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now, nothing else is possible. You cannot simplify anything else by the same table. So we will multiply 5 into 3, not 5 into 9, 5 into 3, 15. 4, this 4 into 1, 4. 15 by 4 is an improper fraction. Write it as a mixed fraction. All right. So the rule is this. The rule is how to find the product of fractions. How to find the product? You must find the product of their numerators by the product of their denominators. The answer is product of their numerators divided by the product of their denominators. In general, we say A by B into C by D is equal to A into C by B into D. A by B into C by D is equal to A into C divided by B into D. Now these sums are what we understood. We understood these sums now. These 4 sums we understood now. I want you to try example 2. Or if you work all the 3 subdivisions, work all these 3, you can take the help here. Now each one of you will explain. I'll ask somebody to explain this, then one other person to explain this, one other person to explain this. So please understand. We should complete this by this class. Do it. Maybe we'll do the first one alone. It's already 6:25, so we'll do the first one alone. Do this quickly. Can anyone explain without working? Can you explain from the screen? Anybody?
Ma'am, shall I explain?
Yeah, your name first, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm Swati, ma'am.
Yeah, Swati, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, 7 5 by 9 into 3 by 2, ma'am. First, we have to convert it into an improper fraction, ma'am. By 7 into 9 plus 5.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That is 68, ma'am. And then we have to write it as 68 by 9 into 3 by 2, ma'am. And then we have to simplify 68.
One minute, ma'am. So that's the first step. The first step is to write this fraction, this mixed fraction, as an improper fraction. Always, whenever you see a mixed fraction, write it as an improper fraction. That will be the first step always. So see, we write this one as 68 by 9 into 3 by 2 as it is, into 3 by 2. Okay. So this is the first step. Next.
Ma'am, next we have to reduce 68, the numerator by the denominator, ma'am. Then 68 by 2, ma'am. We will get it as 34, ma'am. 68 and then 2, 1, ma'am.
No, 1 minute. The next step is to multiply the numerators. Multiply the numerators. 68 into 3. Write it here. And multiply the denominators. 9 into 2. Yeah. After that, as you said, you should take 68 from the numerator and 2 from the denominator and simplify. Which tables?
Ma'am, in 2 table.
Yeah. So this number 2 divided by 2 is 1. Yes, Swati, what is it here? Yeah, 68.
34.
No. How do you put it? How do you get 34?
Ma'am, by dividing 68, 2 divided by 68, ma'am, so we'll get it as 34.
No, it's not 2 divided by 68. 68 divided by 2. 68 divided by 2. 68 divided by 2 is 34. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And then we take up 3 and 9. 3 from the numerator, 9 from the denominator. Both of them come in the tables of 3. So this number 3 divided by 3 is 1. This number 9 divided by 3, because we are using the common tables 3. This number 9 divided by 3 is 3. The answer is 3. 9 divided by 3, the answer is 3. So like this we simplify. Then multiply the numerators. What is here? 34 into 1 is 34. Then multiply the denominators. 3 into 1 is 3. Now this is an improper fraction. So we write it as a mixed fraction like this. Now somebody else. Now the second and the third one, they're similar in the sense, same thing. This is a mixed fraction. You should write it as an improper fraction. Both are mixed fractions, so write it as improper fractions. Here you must write 12 as what, children? You must write 12 as?
Ma'am, 12 by 1.
You must write 12 as 12 by 1. You must write 12 as 12 by 1. So write this 9 3 by 8 as a mixed fraction, 75 by 8, 12 as 12 by 1. So every time, you know, you're seeing something new. See, you can cancel like this also. So you should not get confused. What is this? The next step is not shown. Why they're cancelling directly like this? You can do it here also. You should take one number from the numerator. When this is possible only when you're multiplying, children, not when you're adding or subtracting. We did not do this when we were adding or subtracting. Like this you can do only when you're multiplying this. Now the thing is 12 and 8. 12 and 8 both come in the. See, if you are getting confused with this step, you can write the next step. You write the next step. What's the next step, children? If you don't want to cancel here, what will be the next step? Tell me if you understood. Yes. If you don't simplify here, what will be the next step? 75 into 12. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Divided by 8 into 1. 75 into 12 divided by 8 into 1. Then you can simplify 12 and 8. There you can simplify 12 and 8. There you can simplify 12 and 8. So both of them come in the tables of, both 12 and 8 come in the tables of
430, ma'am.
4. In the tables of 4. Both 12 and 8 come in the tables of 4. So 12, whichever tables you're using, 12 divided by 4, divide by that number 4. The answer is 3. 8 divided by 4, 2. So now 75 into 3 is 225. 2 into 1 is 2. Multiply the numerators. 75 into 3, 225. 2 into 1, 2. So it's 225. 225 by 2. And when you write it as a mixed fraction, it is 112, 1 by 2. Tell me this one, children. How do we do this? What's the first step? Example 4. What will be the first step?
Ma'am, convert into mixed fraction.
Yeah. So convert. So now tell me, Anugraha, tell me the improper fraction for 3 4 by 7.
Ma'am?
The improper fraction for 3 4/7.
Just a minute, ma'am. Ma'am, 25/7.
25/7. Okay. Matthew. Next one, 2 2/5. Matthew.
Ma'am?
You want the question, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I can tell, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, 12/5, ma'am.
12/5. Roshni. Next one. Okay, somebody tell me the next one. 1 3/4 is what?
7/4, ma'am.
7/4. 7. That is the first step. So everywhere, whether it is addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, which we are going to see, everywhere, whenever the fractions are mixed fractions, you must first write them as improper fractions. That is the first step. That is the first step. So see your children. That's what you see here. See your children. Write this and this as improper fractions. That's the first step. Next, what is the rule? When it is multiplication, multiply the numerators divided by multiply the denominators. That's the rule. It's okay. They're all unlike fractions. No problem. We can just multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. That's the next step. See if they're all unlike fractions. Denominator 7, denominator 5, denominator 4. In multiplication, we don't take LCM. LCM is only for addition and subtraction. LCM is only for addition, subtraction, not for multiplication. Multiplication rule is different. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. Then what should you do? Take a number from the numerator, take a number from the denominator, simplify. So we'll choose 7 from the numerator, 7 from the denominator. Both of them come in the tables of 7. So this number 7 divided by 7 is 1. That's what you see here, 1. See, first you should choose the multiplication table. The multiplication table is 7. Now, take this number, divide by 7. 1 is the answer. Take this number, divide by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So you should slash it and write that answer 1. They've slashed, children. It's slashed and you should write 1. Next, you can take 5 and 25. 5 and 25. You should take 1 from the numerator, 1 from the denominator. 5 and 25. Both of them come in the tables of 5. Now the tables we have chosen is 5. 5. Now this number 25 divided by 5. The answer is 5. 25 divided by 5. What's the answer? 5. You should write that answer here. Should strike out 25 and write that answer 5. Strike 25 and write 5 above it. Strike 25 and just write 5 above it. Then in the denominator, strike out 5 and 5 divided by 5 is 1. Then do with 12 and 4. 12 and 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. You can write these numbers above, children. Strike out 25, write 5 above it. Strike out 12, write 3 above it. Strike out 11, write 1 above it. Strike out the numbers. Strike out the numbers. And write the value, whatever answer you get below it. All right. After this, whatever remains in the numerator, 5, 3 and 1. Multiply it. 5, 3 and 1. Answer is 15. Then here we have 1, 1 and 1. 1 into 1 into 1 is 1. So it's 15 by 1, which is 15 itself. 5 into 3 into 1 is 15. Those are the numbers that remain in the numerator. 5, 3 and 1. 15. In the denominator we have 1, 1 and 1. 1 into 1 into 1 is 1. So 15 by 1 is 15 itself. That's why you see only 15 here. See, children, like this, you must just take it up. See here. I think we discussed this one here. So see here, don't get confused with the printing. When you take up now, say supposing you take up 2 and 68, they come in the tables of 2. So strike out 2. And what should you write? 2 divided by 2 is 1. Write that answer 1 outside like this. Strike out 2 and write 1. Take up 68. Strike out 68. And what should you write? What is 68 divided by 2? 34. Write that. Whatever number remains, you must just multiply the numerator numbers in the numerator, numbers in the denominator, and write it out. Now, here what you see is, here in this answer, what you see is, in this answer, they've taken up 25 and why is it here 5? Now let me work this clearly for you and send you, because it's not worked clearly here. Let me send a different picture for this one, children. What I was trying to say is, now you can continue the cancelling process. Now, for example, after cancelling, you have 5 in the numerator and 10 in the denominator. Supposing after cancelling, suppose you have 5 in the numerator and 10 in the denominator. You can again take up 5 and 10 and cancel them further. So you simplify them once and say you get 5 in the numerator and 10 in the denominator. You can again take up that 5 and 10 and you can simplify using the tables of 5. It's not that you should do it only once. Now you take up some 2 numbers from the numerator and denominator. It's not that you can cancel them only once. Now, after cancelling them once like this, supposing you have numbers like say 15 and 25, you have a 15 in the numerator, you have a 25 in the denominator. You can again take up 15 and 25 and divide by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Yes, children, is this understood? Multiplication?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can I give you a test on this on Wednesday or Thursday? Multiplication. Very simple test, just calculating like this.
Yes, ma'am.
For multiplication, should the fractions be like fractions?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah, how do we multiply? Multiply the numbers in the numerator, multiply the numbers in the denominator. And if simplification, and if they are mixed fractions, you should always write them as improper fractions first. Disable your mic, children. And then if we can simplify, how to simplify? You should take a number from the numerator, another number from the denominator, and simplify them using the same multiplication table. Should strike it out, write the answer. Strike it out, write the answer. Then you will have some numbers in the numerator, right? Multiply those numbers and write it here. And the numbers that remain in the denominator, multiply them and write it here. And if that answer which you get, like see here, the answer which you get is an improper fraction, then you should write it as a mixed fraction. If the answer you get is a proper fraction, just leave it like that. All right, children. So I shall be sharing some material with you based on multiplication. Please go through the material first. First, go through all the answers, understand them, and then work them in your tuition notebook. All right, get ready for the test. Mostly when I'll message you on WhatsApp. Mostly Wednesday or Thursday, I'll schedule it. Anyways, you see that this is very simple. You don't need a long time to prepare for this. So you see to that you're ready by tomorrow evening. You make sure you're ready for the test by tomorrow evening. Today I'll share the material after the class. Go through them and you be ready tomorrow evening. So anytime after tomorrow evening, I'll schedule the test. You should be ready for it. All right. Okay, that's it, children, for today's class.